Boo, what, did I scare you? What, because I'm black? In any case, it has been almost a year since one of the greatest games of all time, known as Borderlands 4, was released. And as Randy Pitchford once so humbly and understandably said, true fans will find any means to procure $80 to buy Borderlands 4. Wise words, Randy, and I'm sure Borderlands is doing absolutely amazing, obviously. So let's take a look. It looks like Borderlands indeed is in fact not doing well. It looks like it's a complete humiliation ritual. Oh no! Oh no! In a single year, we are left with what just a measly 5 and 300. 1.45% of the player base? Just 1.5% of the player base? What's that? That's not even the worst part about this. How about the fact that literally. How about the fact that literally. Why doesn't it show it properly? How about the fact that literally. It doesn't show it properly, yeah. How about the fact that literally not even too long ago, a month ago, it had a full-blown expansion that tripled its player base because the average players dropped to just 1% of its initial all-time peak. Yeah, Borderlands 4 is a complete disaster. 58% likes. Man, I wonder if this could have possibly ever been avoided, Randy. I I mean, I don't exactly. Hello? I don't know exactly what's the problem here. Maybe it's the fact that the only white guy in this game is gay. Maybe maybe it's the black genius or the charismatic Indian or whatever the hell this is supposed to be. I don't know. I don't know. There's something wrong with this. I don't know exactly what, but the situation is really bad. It's so bad that most of these players are honestly probably not even payers because Randy's personally so desperate that he's giving out the game code to anyone who's gonna listen. Okay? The owner of the Borderlands, well, he's not the owner, he doesn't own the IP. Oh, but the CEO of Gearbox is literally giving his game out for free because he can't, because it's doing worse than Marathon. Listen, not a lot of things in this world do worse than Marathon, but Randy did it, okay? I'm not saying Randy's amazing at failing, but he definitely is. Now, personally, I don't know how this happened, but I think it probably has something to do with Borderlands 3 existing and one of its major DLCs being literally a gay love story. Yeah, I kind of have a feeling making a non-game in your game has something to do with the ultimate collapse of your second installation. Now, the funny part about Borderlands is the fact that this is, ironically, the most successful DEI vote game that we have because this has broken even. I'm not gonna go into the math. I have done it many times, but the too long didn't read answer is this game has broken even. The sales for this game have made it break even, and it's probably even profitable, like $5 at this point, which is great. Which is unironically the greatest WoW game success we have in the industry, and the WoW crowd, for some stupid reason, is not even trying to claim this. Instead, they're trying to gaslight everyone that Ghost of Yotei somehow is a success. I just can't. I honestly just can't. But it is hilarious that Randy Pitchford himself is now constantly giving away free Borderlands copies. So maybe someone by accident installs it and plays it for 5 minutes. It is great. And I wish I could show more tweets about people making fun of Borderlands, but the reality is this is the only one I found because no one's talking about Borderlands. It's dead. And this is actually quite an interesting one. I'm hearing reports that Borderlands 4 is now a larger game than Borderlands 3. How does that happen? I don't know. I don't know. Considering how much bigger Borderlands 3 technically is, it's kind of hard to imagine, but here we are anyway. Randy truly does pull off miracles. There is one thing that I found about Borderlands, and it is probably one of the like 5 videos I've done about this game in the last month, and this one is just talking about how disappointing the Borderlands situation is and how it's just bad and there's nothing and Gearbox needs to fix this. it, Effectively, it's pure code from someone who's an actual fan of the series, and it's by Moxies. I think we have watched his videos on Borderlands before. And again, it's just pure cope about the situation that Borderlands is in because it's a shit show. And the funny part about Borderlands is the Borderlands is getting constantly updated, okay? I showed you just this update, but the reality is Borderlands has had some major content drops. I say major, I mean major, like that. Not real, actual, decent content drops, but you know, it has had some bigger content drops, expansion style, new bounty hunters and whatnot. And I mean, the thing's barely moving. The thing's barely moving. I think this was their bounty hunter drop or whatever it was, and needless to say, people just abandoned it in a matter of seconds. It did not last long at all. Okay, it was a disaster. But you know, everything Borderlands 4 is a disaster. Borderlands 4 is stacking the month already. 18 views. This is what the Borderlands 4, this is what the always positive no matter what crowd is like. Borderlands, a complete failure, a shit show of a game, a sad excuse of an experience. And their post about it is, Borderlands is stacking the month already. Like, bruh, no one believes you. Why? Why are you doing this? You might as well fucking go and defend PlayStation about the no disc situation at this point, and even there you're gonna find more support. Bounty Pack 4 is now live on Kairos. Version 1.9 added the dedicated perilous drop sources, and FLK 4K's next hunt lands on September 10th. By the way, yes, that's a full update. A big update, by the way. One of the biggest. Randy Pitchford, friend of the channel, he's great. He calls me, he told me, Quazat, we got some big Borderlands patches coming in. Now, I say big, but they're on average smaller than the Bethesda patch. And as we all know, that's already fucking pathetic. And Randy does it again. Do you know how bad these things are? This is the roadmap that Borderlands is currently on. The roadmap 2026. And it's filled with useless fucking pay-to-win garbage. Oh yes, these content packs are like one raid boss that's not even really a boss and it's really easy, one phase, like 3-second fight. You know, things like that. Things that no one cares about, updates to the game in areas that people have already forgotten and didn't like in the first place. And, you know, one thing that they are really good at, though, is definitely selling you stuff. But yeah, this is how empty it is. If you look at the Borderlands, when you write in Borderlands 4, the thing that you get is like from a year ago because no one's talking about it. Anyway, the Borderlands updates are pathetic. Their biggest update so far has been trash. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. Did you see the 4 instead of the R? Yes, I'm smart. Did you see the 4 instead of the R? Wait, it's also A. Whatever. It's really hip with the kids. The modern audience is gonna love this, okay? Needless to say, no one likes this, and some people even call this just a reskin of something that was previously there. It's a sad, pathetic excuse, okay? But it's technically a new thing. And here are, by the way, the updates. You got the August 6th update not too long ago. They added some 3 fucking stolen from Dark Souls type bosses, but with none of the fun with them. They added you purple because the developers are woke lunatics style of skin, and that's literally it. This is the big August 6th update, and it's really funny because this is how they all are. Now, the January 30th is actually a big update. It has more things, and it actually is pretty long considering everything, but it's funny because this is just, here's the ability to buy some skins. That's the game update. That's literally the average game update for Borderlands 4. Get ready for some impressive new updates. Skins that you can buy for real life money. Yes, needless to say, no one likes them. All of these things are pretty pathetic. And by the way, how pathetic is this? Look. Oh, it now opens for some reason. What the fuck? This one didn't. Interesting. Oh, but the overlap. Whatever. Okay. So, oh, it doesn't open sometimes when you single click it. What the hell? In any case, here's another update. Look at this. This is their actual average update. Weekly big encounter boss. This is just the story thing that you get to do. Weekly wildcard mission. Whoa. And that's it. That's literally it. Nothing. This is the weekly updates. Bruh, not a single weekly update is worth even reading because it's all gunk. These are the big updates. And again, look at this. It's just more skins. It's just literally more skins so you can give them money. It is hilarious, okay? But Borderlands is doing something absolutely unprecedented, okay? I personally did not expect this, but what is this? But here we are anyway. Observe. You're gonna be pretty surprised about this one. A new Vault Hunter, yes. That's right. They almost put in a white woman in the game and didn't make her ugly. But alas, it kinda is. But you can just tell from this trailer that Randy's getting a little bit desperate because watch this. So, she's showing a little bit of skin, but they're trying to make it so she's not actually showing any skin. Obviously, since this is a woman, she needs to be very smart. A genius, in fact, because all the women are smart. But she's not a super genius because she's not black enough, because that's also a thing. Oh, wow, this thing really... The Ouroboros really is good at eating itself, huh? In any case, this is the new Vault Hunter. She's so stupid she can't even hold a fucking gun properly, Lamau. And it's like Asian themed because, again, we can't really have white people here. So, you can't also have them be hot, but they kind of tried because they're really desperate now. So she's showing skin, but a little bit of it so it doesn't cross the line. I mean, all of this is just absolutely, literally pathetic. Oh, yeah. And that's it. That's the situation with Borderlands. This game is completely 100% dead. Lost literally more than 99% of its audience. Currently, because of the newest big update, big patch, big expansion, whatever you want to call it, they're kind of chipping at 1.5, but soon they're going to be down to 1 yet again. It is truly a tale of complete disaster. A franchise once beloved by hundreds of millions, now down to, well, nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's what wokeness does. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.